Are you tired of everything being a hot take nowadays? Are you tired of everyone needing to have an opinion about everything? Vapid aphorisms and dumb catchphrases? Are you ready to be content for once? Just enjoy the fact that you're made of stardust instead of going and trying to score some me points by saying something inflammatory to alienate your fellow humans without any nuance or real understanding? So this video is basically going to be the antidote to all of your issues. I'm a classically trained pianist. I have perfect pitch. I've essentially been composing fugues and sonatas, etc. since before I could walk. So I'm overqualified is the point. That with my tens of thousands of hours of just dedicated reps, not to mention my hundreds of thousands of hours listening and getting absorbed and lost in the compositions of Bach and the other great composers, surely I can speak sort of authoritatively and objectively about a topic so elementary as root position piano triad shapes. So we're going to be tier listing these shapes, and you're probably wondering, like, what is he talking about? I'm talking about the shapes. You'll get it as we go along. So let's get right into it. Our first shape is going to be white, 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 or a triad that's all white keys. This is sort of the most basic, the most commonly played, and the first taught to beginners shape. But more important for our purposes, it's very versatile, which I like. It can be major, minor, or diminished. And we're only meant to talk about major and minor today. But you get diminished as a bonus with this family. And not only that, but all of the other shapes that we're talking about are only major or minor. They're not both. This one's both. And beyond the versatility, it's also got an intuitiveness that I like. I think this is why it's the easiest for beginners, but you put your hand over 5 keys, and the root is the first one, the third is the third one, and the fifth is the fifth one. It just makes sense. I like it. It's an excellent chord shape. I'm going to put white, white, white in A tier, and some key of C stands might be disappointed that it's not S tier. It's not S tier because all the keys are the same color, but more importantly than that, I think it being major or minor is a bit of a blessing and a curse. For instance, I can close my eyes and play the shape, and I can't feel in my bones whether that's major or minor. And I think something is lost in there. So A tier is excellent, and this shape is excellent. So I'm putting it in A tier. And let's move on to white, black, white. So that's from left to right. A white key, a black key, and then another white key. This family has A major, D major, and E major. And let's be honest, this is the easiest S of the day. Immediately put it right up at S tier because it's S tier. What to say about this shape? It's the best shape. It's very ergonomical, if I'm saying that right. It feels nice in both hands. I like how the third is a black key. Mix it up a little. And it's very intuitive. Like, I can show you the root and the fifth, and you'll never in a million years not know what the third is. It's F sharp. It's right there. It's like sticking up at you. It's such a, oh my, it's such a, I can't think of enough good things to say about this shape. I think I'm preaching to the choir. I think you all agree. Let's put it in S and move on. So next we're going to do white, black, white minor, the minor counterpart of what we were just talking about. And that's going to be C minor, F minor, and G minor. And I have a little bit of beef with this shape. It's kind of uncomfortable to play and a bit unintuitive. The third is too close to the root. Do you get what I'm saying? So C minor, for example, the root is C. I know the note above C is C sharp, but C also touches the white key above it, D, obviously. And D touches E flat, the third. So it doesn't feel like there's enough separation. It's uncomfortable. It feels like I'm playing not a minor chord, but something that's wrong. It was gonna be the easiest F tier of the day, but then I sort of thought, if you play it diatonically, it's F tier. But if you play it like a borrowed chord, then it's kind of peak. Like, for example, I could play F minor while I'm playing like generally in the key of C major. F minor as a borrowed chord. It starts to make sense. That third is the only black key you're going to be playing, and it's the accidental, which is really intuitive, and it's got an aesthetic style that I like. And so I think as a borrowed chord, it's A tier. And so I'm going to put it in B tier because of the possibility of playing it diatonically. Let's move on. We're going to take a break from families of chord shapes, and we're going to talk about some what I call one-offs, or it's chord shapes that only exist for one chord, which is pretty cool. And these next four that we're going to be talking about are also what I call linear chords, or chords where the root is a different color key than the fifth. That's going to only exist for these next four, and they're all one-offs. And so let's start with B major, which is white, black, black. B major is nice. It's, you know, the rare chord that feels nicer in the left hand than the right hand. And I like how it's a linear chord. It's maybe a bit uncomfortable in the right hand and kind of try hard with the two black keys on the right. But it's a good chord. I'm going to put B major in B tier. That just makes sense. And then let's move right on to B minor, which I'm just going to say right now is one of my favorites. I'm currently playing the song where B minor is prominently featured, and so maybe I'm biased, but it's great. It's way better than B major, I think. It's at least a little bit better. B minor is much more comfortable in the right hand. It's got this intuitiveness that I like. All of the intervals going on in this chord, I like. Let me just say, B to D is my favorite minor third on the piano. B to D is a really nice minor third. B to F sharp is a really nice perfect fifth. One of the only perfect fifths where the keys are different colors. Everything going on with this chord is great. I'm going to put it in A tier. I think it might have a case for goat minor chord, but stay tuned. Let's see if we have any other chords later that have something to say about that. And let's move right on to B flat minor. So this is still a linear chord, but instead of the root being a white key and the fifth being a black key, we have the root as a black key and the fifth is a white key. And I'm gonna be honest, I like this less. And my beef with this has nothing to do with the color of the key, but it's more of a topographical, if I'm saying that right, issue. The black keys are physically higher than the white keys. So harmonizing, having the root that's a black key and then harmonizing white keys above it, it feels off. It's a very ergonomical chord though. Both of these are. B flat major and B flat minor. Oh man, it feels nice in both hands. It might be the ergonomical goat. B flat major or B flat minor. They both have a case for ergonomical goat. I have them in D tier in my notes here, but I feel like the ergonomical community is gonna be out for blood. I don't want to disappoint the ergonomical community. I think I'm gonna put B flat major in C tier to hopefully appease the ergonomical community. And I am gonna put B flat minor in D tier. I'm sorry, but I still have the issue with this chord where I think the third is too close to the root. And I can see how there's quite a bit of space between the root and the third. It's because it's the next black key over. It feels like it's too close. And that's gonna be a common theme throughout this video. It turns out that if the third of a minor key is a black key, I think that it's too close to the root. So that just is what it is. But that's settled. Hopefully the ergonomical community is not too disappointed about that. And we're going to stick with some one-offs. We're done with linear chords, but we've got a few more one-offs. The first one is F sharp major, which is black, black, black. It's the only black, black, black major.
and I quite like it. It feels nice. I wouldn't call it ergonomical, but it is like a sensory experience to play just black keys. And it just feels like you're playing a good song, probably if you're playing F sharp major. I think years ago I probably played a song that was in the key of C sharp or something like that, and it was good, and it had F sharp major. So for those reasons, it's good. It maybe loses a few points for being all the keys are the same color. Also, I think we're gonna have another F sharp chord, stay tuned, that might be better than it. So I'm gonna put it in B tier, which is still nothing to sneeze at. And then let's talk about E flat minor, which is the only black minor, which is cool. Has the problem where I think the third is too close to the root. Don't have to say too much about that at this point. So I think it's just a little bit worse than the prior one. I'm gonna put it in C tier, which is also nothing to sneeze at. And then let's move on. We're done with our one-offs, but we're gonna have some families coming up that are gonna be a complete disaster and everybody's gonna hate what I do with them. And the first is black major. A flat major, D flat major, and E flat major. And here's the thing. That's not one family, it's actually two families. And here's the problem. Take A flat major, for example. The third is in what I call the Grand Canyon. The third is C. You could play G sharp minor with that B that's right next to the C. So it's like you could slide your finger over and just play the minor chord, because B and C are two white keys. So that's the Grand Canyon, two white keys that are next to each other. E and F is also the Grand Canyon. And so I don't like that. I feel like I have a little bit too much choice. I could just slide over and play the minor chord. And so what I'm calling black major sans E flat major. So that's just D flat and A flat, is going in D for that reason. And E flat major is going in C. Sorry, I wasn't too moved about black major to begin with. I like it better for minor. So let's move on to that. Black minor, but it's gonna have the same stratification as before. Sorry, because we have C sharp minor and G sharp minor, and those, the third is in the Grand Canyon. So those are going in C. I like black a little bit better for minor. I couldn't tell you why. It maybe just feels minor to me. So for that reason, it's not in D, it's in C. But let's talk about F sharp minor, the black chord that we excluded from that tier. And F sharp minor is really good because the third isn't in the Grand Canyon. And I feel like it's kind of just the platonic ideal of a minor chord. It's kind of like the white major of minor. It's very intuitive and ergonomical, so it's nice. Just on the intuitive note, I could tell you the root is F sharp, the fifth is C sharp, and you wouldn't in a million years not know what the third is. Once again, just to drill a point in. It's A, of course, it's staring right at you. It's a really good minor chord. I think the Grand Canyon fact is holding those other chords back a lot. So I'm going to put F sharp minor in A tier right next to B minor. And I will let you all take care of the F sharp minor versus B minor debate for what's the best minor chord. I don't want any parts of that. I might not be qualified. You might have to get somebody who's been playing classical piano for 3 decades or 4 decades. I mean, for me, only 2, but. And that is going to wrap up the tier list. We end on a great minor chord. So thank you for watching. Please let me know what you think. What did I get wrong? What did I rate too high or too low? What's the goat? What's the woat? Did I forget any chords? I'm not 100% sure. What would you like to see next? And yeah, thank you for watching. And I hope this video helped with those problems you've been dealing with. I've been worried about you.